Hello guys, this is Death Masters, and today we will be going over a Ghostrick deck. And most of the stuff in here are Ghostricks, but there is some filler because I didn't have all of the cards required. I would generally run, just a few more flip effect Ghostricks, obviously, but it's worked pretty well so far. It does what Ghostricks generally do with, you know, making the other player run out of cards, decking them out, that's what it's called. And you can also attack directly with this deck. I have one of the XZs, but you obviously could use a lot more. It's set up to where you could if you had the extras. Right now, the main two I use are Werewolf and Skeleton in this deck. There are a bunch of helpful other monsters, but yeah, it just needs a few more just Ghostricks. It doesn't really matter what their effects are because the main cards in here are already there. There's the 3 skeletons, so you can, as long as you have Ghostrick space up on the field, you can banish 5 cards of your opponent's deck every single turn and until they deck out. And it also has Werewolf, which does 100 damage for each set card on the field. So I guess you don't really need Ghostricks for him. You just need face down stuff. I suggest like setting a full back row for that, and just sit monsters every single turn. If your opponent destroys them, just set another. There's many cards in here. Right now I am just sorting them. It'll just take a moment. There are also just some randoms in here that help, like Necrosume, Ghostrick Necro. Oh, it's Neko Musume. It swaps level 4, hires face down defense whenever they're summoned. There's, yeah, lots of cards. I don't really have a level 2 XZ in here because they're not the most common thing when trading people. They don't really have lots of level 2 XZs, only have like 1. Don't know where it is though. Humpty Grumpty is also filler. He is in this deck. Okay. So for this deck, you want to run 3 Ghostrick Werewolf. You can't really see it because of the shadow, but that's what it says. Ghostrick Werewolf, not Werewolf. Actually I have 2, not 3. But you want to run 3. 3 Ghostrick, the one I can't pronounce, Neko Musume. 1 Humpty Grumpty, which isn't really necessary. I'd replace that with Ghostrick Werewolf. 3 Ghostrick Gianchus. 3 Ghostrick Skeletons. 2 Princess, the Princess of Ghosts. These are also just filler. Instead of these, you can run like Book of Life and Swords of Concealing Light. I'd actually suggest 3 Swords of Concealing and maybe 1 or 2 Book of Life. 3 Ghostrick Stein. 3 Ghostrick Yuki Anna. 3 Ghostrick Witch. 2 Ghostrick Yeti. 3 Ghostrick Specters. These are for whenever your opponent destroys a Ghostrick, you can basically special summon it from your hand, I think? Something like that. Cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghostrick. Once per turn, you can change it to face down defense when a Ghostrick monster is destroyed by opponent's card effect or by battle with their attacking monster and sent to your graveyard. You can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position. If you do, draw 1 card. That's basically all it does. 3 Ghostrick Jack Frost. They have a similar effect from the hand. Cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghostrick. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can change that opponent's monster to face down defense position, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position. Ghostrick Mummy is the last for our monsters. For traps, I run 1 Dark Bribe, 2 Ghostrick Scare, 1 Ghostrick Vanish, 1 Crush Card Virus, because they're all dark and generally have 1,000 or less, 1 Level Limit Area B, in case your opponent really likes attacking, 1 Forbidden Dress. I think this was just filler, but it's kind of useful. 1 Wiretap, basically a Dark Bribe, except you shuffled the card into their deck and they don't get to draw. If it's a trap, of course. You can't really negate spells. And 1 Ghostrick Museum. Now, honestly, you need more Ghostrick Museum and the other field spell. This is just what I had left over, because I previously had another Ghostrick deck, but I destroyed people with it and they traded it from me. For the extra deck, I run number C65 King Overfiend. It needs 3 level 3 dark monsters, and once per turn you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1,000 attack and defense. While this card has number 65, Gen Buster as an XYZ material against this effect. Effect monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. I just use this for the first effect. I also run Ghostrick Alucard. Yeah, there. Ghostrick Alucard. 2 level 3 monsters. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target face-up Ghostrick monsters or any face-down defense position monsters for an attack except this one. You can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, then target 1 set card your opponent controls, destroy that target. You can only use the effect of Ghostrick Alucard once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 other Ghostrick card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Basically, you could use this, let's say your opponent has really high attack monsters on the field, you can Swords of Concealing, then use this effect to destroy their set monster with the highest attack. This one, number C96 Dark Storm. 4 level 3 dark monsters. It says, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, all battle damage you take from battles involving this card is also inflicted to your opponent. If this card has whatever, you don't need that last effect because I don't run that. You basically use this, and if your opponent's at a low amount of life points and you're at a decent amount, you use him to attack their highest monster and kill your opponent. Most likely leave you alive, but this is really good if they're using a reversal quiz deck, which is a spell card. if you can guess the top card of your deck, then you can swap you and your opponent's life. Because generally they'll get you up to, like, let's say 11,000 and they'll be at 1,000, then you can just, if they have a monster on the field, you can use that. Then there's a number 63 Shimoji Soldier. 2 level 1 monsters. You can only use the effect of number 63 Shimoji Soldier once per turn. You can detach one XYZ material from this card and activate one of these effects. At the start of your opponent's next standby phase, each player draws 1 card, or each player gains 1,000 life. That's the second effect. And that's what I run for Ghostricks. There you go. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, this is Deck Masters Ghostrick video.